Okay, so what we have is DSP channel for our sub, 20 hertz filter, third order Butterworth, and an 80 hertz filter, third order Butterworth. Let's see what else we got for our top box. We got 80 hertz, fourth order, 24 dB Lingus Riley, 360 degrees of phase shift, going all the way up to light, 20 kilohertz. And then here we have our red response, which is basically that DSP plus that DSP is our sum filter. Now, looking over here, this is our curve for our top loudspeaker. This is our curve for our bottom loudspeaker. And what we want to do is get rid of this void right here. This is the bad area. This is causing this cancellation. So to do that, we'll go to our top loudspeaker and we'll add some delay and we'll get the two to line up. But what we're seeing is that we're not lining up at just one point, which is really easy to do, which is what we've done exactly right there. They're aligned at just one point. What we want to do is add more delay, keep going, keep going, keep going, and get this entire area to overlap. Now, right there we've got that guy lined up. We've still got a little bit right there that we're not completely perfectly lined up. We're going to stop right there. Now the other comments were on changing drive level. Here we can change, we've got them already jacked up at 6 dB. If you notice, if there's a change in phase, we'd see it right here. Okay, and we're not seeing any changes in phase. The phase response is not changing at all. Now you're saying that guy right there is changing, but he's changing only because of a lack of high frequency, not because of, which is also, I guess, actually caused by excessive subs. But look, it takes a good 20 dB, which is just stupid crazy amount. So I think what people are hearing is, say, when they hear subwoofers not aligned and you have let me hide this guy. When your subwoofers are not aligned and you have summing and nulling going on at the same time. So this area is going to sum, this area is going to null, sum, null, sum, null, sum, null. And that's when you get your cone filter. So basically this area right here, let's see, what frequency is that? 88 hertz, 80 hertz, 88 hertz. This area right here is where it's going to cancel. If we roll this, we can see, okay, and as you change this drive level is going to alter everything completely because you're not aligned. You don't have signal alignment. You don't have phase alignment. That's why, that's another problem with the technique with using, say, one frequency. You say, okay, we'll flip my subs out of polarity, play 85 hertz sine wave through the system, add delay, get rid of the 85 hertz or whatever, and then flip my subs back in polarity, and we've got this big loud 85 hertz, and we say, okay, our subs are in alignment. That's not true. Well, it's true for one frequency, though, and that's when you're going to have this problem. When you change the level of your subs, and look, you get that. That's not good. That's hideous. So that's why we pay attention to things like more than one frequency using the phase response. Impulse response will get you in the ballpark. This is a preference thing. Depends on what you're more comfortable with and what you have time to do. But I think that's where the general problem is, or confusion between, hey, aux-fed subs are bad because as I change the drive level, the frequency response changes big time. Well, not so much. If they're aligned right, it should be just fine. What I would suggest doing is, lower the frequency, go to your lowest frequency that you're going to drive your tops, or that your tops can be driven, and then align there and there from, say if they can go down to 70 hertz or 75 hertz, which would be pretty low for some of these smaller guys. Align from there, everything on up, so that way when you change this drive level and he rises up, he sums all the way up to, say, 100 hertz, 150 hertz. Depends on how much, the higher you drive it, the higher the acoustical crossover region goes up. There you go. Food for thought.